All right, guys, so let's just launch straight into it. The 1-1 start by Liquid is not a cause for concern. Now, is it the start that I think they thought they were going to have? No. Myself, I think a lot of other analysts, coaches, players, and even other fans assumed that they were going to be 2-0 at the start of the season. But that was largely on the presumption that Broxy was going to be well embedded in the team by then. Obviously, he's not. Visa issues have prevented him from getting to the U.S. on time. It even affected their preseason scrims, so it's going to be a huge learning curve for him to get there in terms of what the LCS is like, what Liquid is like, what their playstyles like, and what their strategies are. Even if he's seen that through the videos, even if he's talked with them about that, there's a huge difference between seeing it and actually experiencing it, and he's going to have to play catch up once he gets here. In the interim, Schernfire is doing, I think, as well as he can. The Cloud9 game wasn't the best showcase for him. I think that there were some things that he probably wishes he could do differently, and that Liquid probably wishes they could do differently. The TSM game was better, much improved, though it's a little bit awkward, especially when you look at some of the early tries to kill the Gangplank. So Broken Blade under the turret, a level 3, maybe not the most well advised, but he's trying. He certainly carried his own weight as the game progressed and was a big part of the reason that they were able to come away with a win. He was aggressive where he needed to be, but wasn't where he didn't. He's a fix for now. He's not the permanent jungler, and I don't think there needs to be any attempt to get attached to him. Once Broxa gets here, the Team Liquid is really going to do everything they can to get him as integrated into their game plan as they possibly can. So with that being said, there's a couple of things that people are going to need to understand what's going to happen if, when he gets here. For starters, Bronx is an incredibly aggressive jungler. You're talking about not only one of the best junglers in the LEC, but one of the best players. Multiple time player of the game, multiple time MVP, one of the best that's ever come out of that region, and he's going to do great once he gets here. He's a huge upgrade, I think, over Xmithy in terms of aggressiveness, which he's not only going to have himself, but he's going to force on a Team Liquid, because as everybody knows, especially if you look over the last 4 seasons, Liquid tends to draft for late. They tend to sit back, let the carries carry them, and just sit on the laurels and win the game that way. Now, there are some exceptions to this. There are obviously some notable games where they were able to come back and win. The TSM series is a big one in the 2018 finals. And obviously, 2019 was a big showcase of that, especially when they went and beat Invictus at MSI. Okay, some international success there and some a bit of a showcase of that. Hey, we're not just content to sit back and just try and win this late. We're willing to take the fight to you. And Brox is going to facilitate that. He's obviously an early game jungler, a mid game jungler, and a late game jungler. He's got all three areas covered, and he's a playmaker. So that's area number one. He's aggressive. Area number two is brings a lot of jungle awareness that Liquid doesn't have right now, and they didn't have with Xmithy. Yes, Xmithy was where he needed to be when he needed to be there, doing what he needed to do. But he lacks a lot in terms of being able to communicate that with his team in order to effectively counter that. It's great if you know where the enemy jungler is, but what are you going to do about it? Broxa can do a lot about it. For starters, he's one of the best 1v1 junglers that's playing in the game. Known for being able to absolutely have some of the flashiest plays, known for getting that kill, known for setting up the other laners for success. What's that going to mean for Liquid? Well, if you get Jensen ahead, double if ahead, hell, if you even get Impact ahead, it can mean a game win. And the other most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough, and this was on Showcase last night, is that Brox is going to bring a level of neutral objective control that Liquid does not have right now. They gave up 3 Drakes in a very short order to TSM last night. As cool as it was to see Team Liquid win, and as cool as it was to see their star power really come through, you got to remember that TSM was 1 Drake away from Elder, which means they were 1 Drake away from winning the game. TSM gets Elder, the game probably ends with them blowing up Team Liquid's Nexus. But credit where credit's due, Team Liquid rallied. They definitely outplayed TSM where it mattered. They definitely had control of the river and the Baron pit when it mattered, and they definitely capitalized on mistakes that TSM was making. And they will continue to do that against other teams as the season goes on. But they're going to have to work at it, and they're going to have Broxa there to do it. Schernfire is a fix, but that's all he is right now. He's a fix. He's going to do what he can to help keep Team Liquid from going too far under, and he's certainly going to be able to make some plays in his own right. But I wouldn't get attached to him because once Broxa gets here, it's going to be a drastic shift away from the Team Liquid we've seen because he's going to make Team Liquid a lot more aggressive and I think, a lot faster of a team and take them away from this late game centric play style that they have been known for a long time.